Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Soulstorm casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 vs 1 on Meeting of Minds. On the left side as the Eldar, we've got Scoots. On the right hand side as the Orks, we have got ezlNubz. Nubs will be opening up with triple Slugger Boys, a Grot Squad, Plasma Generator and a Boys Hut. Where Scoots is going to go for double Guardians, Fleet of Foot Research, a Aspect Portal and a Plasma Generator. So Orks vs Eldar, a very, very micro-intensive game, I do have to say. I mean, what, you've got the Eldar, which will probably go for the... Yep, you're going to go for the Dark Reapers. Be able to come over and just basically fleet of foot around and kill the Slugger Boys willy-nilly. Also do outshoot the Shooter Boys in the early stages of the game. Yeah, okay, when the pile of guns comes out and then the big shooters go on them, that's fine. But then Tier 2, the Eldar can then get their enhanced optics research, which then makes the Dark Reapers do a little bit more damage. So it's a constant scale of, how would one say, escalation of warfare? Is that the correct term to use here? By the way, Big Mech is going to come out, and potential aggression for him. Just see if he can maybe deny some of these strategic and relic points for the moment. But don't think he'll do all that well, as I assume, as the standard practice to go for, is a Farseer who can mind ward the Big Mech. It does a big chunk of damage for him. And that will do him, very poorly. No one likes their mind being made war on. Not a pleasant thing to happen for anyone. But everyone at the moment just capturing their nearest and dearest and their fairest and farthest Meeting of Minds. Plenty of bits and bobs to be capturing. That's why we saw 3 sluggers from ezlNubz as opposed to just the regular 2. After all, the bigger economy you can get, the happier you are for the longer terms. Farseer is going to be coming out. And Big Mech straight away coming out with that powerful pink Power Claw, which is a lovely colour scheme. All the same, got some Slugger Boys coming over for support as well. And at the moment, the Dark Reapers, they're on the northern side. They are going to come down over in the centre, having a cheeky look at that critical location, but the Guardians will spot him. Slugger firing away at those Guardians. Very fragile are these units, and to be fair, all Eldar units are quite fragile in the grand scheme of things. It's quite expensive, these Dark Reapers, to replace at 70 blue. Definitely don't want to lose these guys anytime soon. Fleet of Foot going to be used to keep them out of harm's distance. Big Mech might be tempted to teleport over to the Dark Reapers to see if he can slap them down, but they will be able to just run away from him remarkably easy, and he's probably saving that teleport for when the Mind War on the Farseer comes along. If you're able to get enough distance away from the Farseer, the Mind War's effect does break down. Beautiful Electric Storm taking down 2 Slugger Boys there. 1 Guardian falling to the Big Mech's pistol there. And there we go, that's a Mind War straight on top of that big old Ork there. Teleports right on top of the relic down on the southern side. Like I said, that does break down the Mind War's ability, so just being a nuisance at the moment. Orks can't really deal with much of the Eldar shenanigans in the early stages of the games. Not until they get their Storm Boys, their War Trucks and War Tracks, and all that gubbins going on for them.
All Eldar must answer the call.
Good plan for going up against Eldar is fighting them on multiple flanks.
How can I help?
There's only so much micro one human being is capable of achieving at any one given time. We're all seeing the plasma grenades on the Guardians over there, blasting those Orks. Just a smidgen. And is that a dead Ork? That is a dead Ork. Guardians managing to survive. One model quite low on health at the moment, as the Farseer pushes down towards the Orks. Got a lot of AoE close combat attacks, so it's actually quite hard as well for the Orks to get a good surround on it and bash her in close combat. Ideally, you want those big shooters to focus fire her down. But then, I suppose you can also just hide inside a Dark Reaper squad to avoid being focused on. Pile of guns already been finished. Shooter Boys on the way. I've already got 1 squad down as well. Not going to be aggressive at the moment, not until they get their bigger weapons on the go. The War Banner precariously placed in between these 2 listening posts for added defense. Still quite a dangerous place to put it. Orks are quite susceptible to being knocked back on the tech tree if they're not careful with defending their War Banners. Going straight for that Heavy Boy armor research just to help them trade blows with the Dark Reapers. Listening post almost been taken down, but the Grots come on over, do some repairing. Might want to turn their attention to killing those Grots, in all fairness. I have a lot of models in there, and they are actually out DPSing the damage with their repair. Massively frustrating. Oh, they've gone infiltrate. Never mind me then. We'll need some Warlocks to be able to spot them. Orks now pushing back from the southern side. Eldar got to fall back to avoid running risk of being surrounded. Storm Boys jumping as far as they can I think their standard movement speed is more or less, not just maybe a little bit slower than the fleet of foot, but still perfectly capable of keeping those Dark Reapers on the move. When the Dark Reapers are moving, they can't be firing. That works out for them. Farsi have been surrounded. Dear oh dear, I mentioned how it was quite hard to get it surrounded, but when you engage a commando with another commander, that activates a kind of like a dueling kind of sequence. It means that they just fight against each other. So all their kind of flashy knockback attacks don't happen. That's a nice way to counteract that from Mr. Nubs there. Scoots there, seeing a bit of danger in the base at the moment, will pop down a support platform as there are currently no listing shrines that are upgraded for defensive reasons. This one over on the northern side will probably be bashed down as the sluggers attempt to capture the critical location in the centre. Also tying up a couple of guardians as they go about it. Farsia has joined their ranks though just to keep her nice and safe. Looking for a decap on that strategic point on the northern side. Current economy is 85 and 30 compared to 110 and 10. But Eldar are now in tier 2. Orks just a little bit behind. Are you building it? Yeah, you're building up your final war banner. So not too far behind in the tiers, but there will be a support portal for a long period of time before the Orks can respond to anything that comes out from it. Maybe Vipers, maybe... Oh no, it won't be Vipers, it'll be the Falcon Grav Tank for positioning these Dark Reapers. Pop 2 squads in there. Storm Boys or Big Mech jumps on top of them. Well, you jump straight away. Far flung from them. And if they jump on top of you again, well then just jump away again. You've always got the option to not engage. And I assume as well you're, yeah, straight on top of that enhanced optics. So, the brief moment of superiority on the battlefield that the Orks have will soon be nil point. Listing post popped up here just to prevent the Eldar from capturing it. But even with their repairing rates now, too many Dark Reapers. Also got that Dark Reaper Exarch. Massively increases the overall damage of each individual model in the squad. Orks trying to make use of that heavy cover, reduces any incoming range damage by 50%. But I don't think they outrange. I mean, maybe the big shooters are the same range as the Dark Reapers, but the rest of the shooters certainly aren't. So trying to be defensive against those Dark Reapers is quite difficult. Sluggers and Guardians doing a bit of argy-bargy for the critical location down on the southern side. And well, I mean, that's one way to take care of them. Yeah, it's like, right, okay, well, we can just bring these guys down, kill these Orks, because by the time we've killed them, and these start assaulting us, well, we can just bring the Falcon Grav Tank straight back on over. And won't be too much of a problem for us. Listing Shrine has now been upgraded. And one thing as well that the upgrade does, not only does it give you some shooty bits, but also increases the health of your Listing Shrine, so it takes longer to break it down. Still, goes down all the same. So maybe actually bringing down all the Dark Reapers to take care of that one singular Slugger Boy squad wasn't in their favour. Now engaging the Orks in the heavy cover once again. Some lightning bolts from the Eldar Farsia. Doesn't seem to do all that much. Stormboy sticking in the base, almost taking out Plasma Generator. Well, I suppose not almost, we're only halfway through to it. And for the Stormboys to really do a lot of building damage, they definitely need their Stormboy Knob and the Power Claw upgrade. That certainly is what gives them their building bashing potential. Oh, so they've got the critical mass now. They've got at least... Oh, I can never remember the mob rules for the Orks. But essentially, when there's more than 10 Orks in a squad, I think that the big mechs counts as 3, Knobs count as 2. They get some health regen in that individual squad. And when they're all together, and there's about maybe, what is it, like 15, 20, something like that. They're immune to morale damage. Also gets a movement speed increase, if I'm not mistaken. And, well, the War Truck is like, yeah, okay, well, Eldar, you can transport your lads around. We could do exactly the same. Maybe it's not as efficient, but it's, you know, it's orkish, and we'll take it. Another listening post going down, just constantly poking and prodding the Eldar wherever they aren't. But Warp Spider's out, and I assume you'll be going for all 3 of them at some point. That's usually the standard way of going for them. Very expensive, that 60 blue and 15 green. War Truck also... Oh no, you don't have missile launchers. It was the tank busters on the flanks. I was getting confused for a second then. Wait a minute, when did the War Trucks get missile launchers? Yep, if they can take down that Falcon Grav Tank, that will put the Dark Reapers out of position. allowing the big shooters to get a couple of licks in there. Comes to the focus fight on those Guardians. One full squad wipe there. Warp Spiders jump on over. And the go faster ability for the War Truck, getting it out of dodge as quickly as it can. While that's going on, the Tank Busters and the War Track are trying to fire at the Listing Shrine, but they can't seem to hit it. Their accuracy isn't exactly amazing, to be fair. Then does give the Burnsing a bit of time to rebuild it. But being cartwheeled to the left-hand side. And the aggression for this critical location still continuing. ezlNubz. He's only got 2 and a bit minutes until he wins. He's currently got 1, 2... If he's got all 3 critical locations, the Eldar will need to decap 2 of them. We'll just have to do a bit of base trading. Not sure how much in favour of the Eldar that is. The Orks will have plenty more missile launch to go about them. Plasma generator over on this side has also been taken down at some point. Second squad of Warp Spiders soon to join the fray. And the Eldar definitely need to respond to this. They can't leave it alone. But there's also that critical location that they need to decap. So Orks attacking at the prime position here. When the Eldar can't possibly refuse engagement. And they've done the damage. Certainly crumps the Eldar's economy quite considerably. Dark Reapers now in response. And the Orks say, right, okay, well, you know what? You can come back and fight us if you want. We're going to fall. Oh, a cheeky, very, very cheeky Webway trying to block these models back, but no mass, no pass. It is a totally legal thing to do in tournaments, if you can believe that. Well, I suppose the trade-off is, yeah, you can put stuff down, cost you money, and then if you don't cancel them, and they die by the opponent firing at them, it is quite an expensive roadblock. The micro isn't done. Stomp squad is out in the fray. And, I mean, stick a big mech in there for the health regen increase. And teleport them in, and they're quite difficult to take on. Big zap for the big mech there. And that stuns the Wraith Lord. Don't know if it got the Fallen Grav Tank. Can't quite tell. Doesn't seem like it's moving all that much. Oh no, he's alright, he's fine. Fire Dragons attempting to get some shots off at the War Tracks. Not quite working out for him there. Very short range of those Fire Dragons. Fallen Grav Tank has been shot down by the Tank Busters. And currently no stealth detection for the Eldar at the moment. They either need a Warlock or a Harlequin. Harlequin is soon to be coming out from that Webway assembly. That Reaper's attempting to get some sort of flanking manoeuvre, but the Orks in their position at the moment, they could just collapse on whatever direction that they fancy. But double Warp Spiders now, which means that if the Orks decide to come out of that heavy cover, they're going to be in for a bit of a rude awakening. The Spiders are relatively tanky for Eldar standards. Oh, did the big mech die? Oh, well, the big mech's back alive now. And they're deciding, right, okay, well, can't really fight the Orks in the heavy cover, so we're just going to start bashing their base. And the Orks say, you can do that as much as you want, because we are in a prime position just to smash up all your stuff. But Harlequin slowing them down quite considerably, actually, for all their jumping nonsense, but she goes down. Now the Orks are free reign over there. Now the Orks are pushing out to bash the Eldar base. Eldar decide to come back on over onto the northern side, seeing what they can do, but not quite able to tempt those Orks out of their defensible positions. Got a fresh Falcon Grav Tank. The Orks are thinking about it. No, that's just way too much for them to go up against. Maybe if they had a flash kit squad or two to support them. Oh no, they're going to go for it. The mad lads that they are, but I don't think this is the wise course of action. Although maybe they're just trying to distract people while the Tank Busters just run roughshod over anything and everything. One War Track has gone down. Engagement as the Warp Spiders jump straight on into the middle of everyone. You see that the Orc squads have been separated. There's not many Orcs left in the centre here. Big mech flashing the Falcon Grav Tank into a stationary kind of situation. Does take it down, but at the sacrifice of absolutely everything else. One lonely Gretchen squad over here as well, just casually chilling out. Trying to mind its own business. War Truck going to go home the long way. Like that's like, oh, there's too many, shiny boys over in the middle. Best just be really cautious. Webway will see him there. Oh, poor Burnsinger. One-shotted by those shooter boys. Webway gate goes down. Lickety split. Got economies 147 and 79. And 105 and 30. So considering that the Eldar have been at an economic disadvantage for basically the whole of this match, getting all 3 warp spiders, I mean, they've just done really well, I think. Quite a lot of players in these situations wouldn't know what to spend their money on. Or they would, I don't know, they'd just crumble like Ravita, wouldn't they? But not old Scoots, no, he's an old veteran. Both of these players, very experienced in the game. They know exactly what they're doing. And are we seeing tier 3 for the Orks at the moment? Yes, we are. Are we seeing tier 3 for you? No, not quite. You're just hanging out in tier 2 for now. Which, yeah, it's fair. You don't have the money to take up. So now's the time to really start doing some damage to the Orks. Don't seem to be pressing their advantage there. After killing all those Orks, you'd think that Scoots would come in and start wrecking face and wrecking damage. Trying to snipe out these war banners as and where he can. But playing a bit cautious here. He's lost a... what do you call it? One of those webway gates, so he's currently squad capped at the moment. It's a tentative forward movement. That Reaper's taking a couple of shots at the listening post. I assume, are you waiting for the fire dragons to come forth? Yeah, they're coming forth, but focusing on the war tracks, or war trucks even. God, it's impossible to pronounce those correctly every game. And those big shooters, just keeping them at bay for now. Orks aren't quite ready to engage in a combat of their own. Got the big mech and the Nob squad. If they jump on top of this formation, well, the warp spiders can just teleport away. That Reapers might be a bit screwed, but I assume... Ah, there we go. We've got a Falcon Grav tank coming over. So yeah, so getting the jump on the Eldar is going to be super, super difficult.
Until take and hold victory.
Scoots has now got the critical location countdown victory on the go. Guardians going to cap that final one on the top side as well. Spiders shimming and shaking onto the top side. But being blasted around by the war banner. Not really allowing them to do much firing. One warp spider squad on the northern side. Is this the potential for the Orks to jump on top of things? Fire dragons attempt to move forward. Orks going for a potential flanking maneuver. Oh, fighter bomb. Oh, a very nice choice actually. Fire bomb that's slow to fire. But the AoE it does. I mean, the actual damage itself isn't incredible neither. It's more for the knockback, if anything. But any damage is good damage. Eldar now going to go for a thermal plasma generator. And, oh, I completely didn't even notice this. Nob squad with a war truck carrying them in.
5 minutes until
Smashes up that listening post. Also gets a decap in there as well. Going for an absolute surround him. War truck attempting to blast out there, but being blocked by the Falcon Grav tank. They've bit off more than they can chew, these knobs. The Orks coming in. Hot pursuit. Got the double big shooters. But up against those warp spiders, dying pretty quickly. War truck also being kicked in the face by the Wraith Lord. More knobs teleported in. And there's just plenty of engagements going on the left and right side. War truck over on this side has gone down, so the knobs basically just got to commit at this point. If they try and run away, they'll die. And if they stay, they'll also die, so may as well just enjoy the moment while they can. But the Eldar on the right-hand side, not being able to stabilise. We have the tank busters back yet. We'll swap over to the Orks so we can see where they are at all times. Oh, God, good Lord, double Harlequins. That's going to be quite the disruption for the infantry. If the Harlequins can make it in there. On the first squad of flash gates. And this is where the Ork firing line really, really starts to kick off. Oh no, you've already got one squad. Oh right, you've got 2 squads. Never mind, mate. Yep, really starts to kick off. You've also got those Mad Dogs in there to keep them nice and fit and healthy. Fighting Juice able to keep them at 1 hit point, regardless of how much damage that they take. So the Eldar with their warp spiders won't be able to blast them down like they like to do with other squads. Triple Dart Reapers. A lot of firepower. And a second fighter bomber. So that's going to be a lot of infantry disruption. Wraith Lords with their bright lances. Going to go for a third Wraith Lord as well. Mainly, I've seen Wraith Lords in the past only be used in ranged stance just for their bright
3
lances.
minutes until
Also
taken
moving a little
hold
bit closer to the front
victory.
lines for the flame as well, just to break morale. As we mentioned before, once you get the Orks en masse, breaking the morale is quite hard. We've got War Boss as well. We get to see the War Boss often. Has the War ability. Inspires all the Orks around him for increased attack speed and movement speed and all that good stuff for a limited amount of time. Not the best dueling commander in all fairness, but it is. I mean, it doesn't even have that much health in the grand scheme of things. But there we go, the Eldar coming down on the southern side. That Reaper's repositioning behind this wall. Very nice stuff. So the Nobs won't be able to get him while they're still able to fire through the mountain. Tank Busters focusing on the Wraith Lords. So War Boss joins the lads for a good old scrap. Tank Busters doing a very nice job just screening these guys away, to be fair. Fighter Bombers as well also knocking these guys around. Are the Warp Spiders going to plan a... Oh, good. Never mind that. We've got a war being activated on the Nobs, and then the Nobs been teleported in. Wonderful. Wombo combo of abilities. Warp Spiders teleporting right on top of the Tank Busters to take them down as quick as they can. I assume they've also got the hairwire grenades to blast apart vehicles themselves. Orcs just charging straight into the Eldar base, and that is so many big chunky Orcs. The elite, the cream of the crop of the Orc roster, barreling into the Eldar base. And the Warp Spiders aren't, I mean, they look a bit confused, really. Trying to think about what to do, what kind of angles that they can get at this, but the Eldar kind of just being a little bit too precarious, a little bit too cautious. But can you blame them? I mean, those flash kits are going to melt whatever you throw at them. You need to blast them down quickly as you can. The Big Mech's teleport is down now, so they will be able to kind of get a little bit of a range engagement without worry of some Nobs just teleporting right in your face. All the flash kits as well, as like I said, the Mad Dogs keep them alive quite a considerable amount of time, so really need to take down the Nobs maybe. It's a lose-lose situation for the Eldar, no matter what target they go for. Wraith Lords chasing around the fighter bombers. Eldar have lost their webway assembly, and now rebuilding it anywhere else. You don't really have the space for it. You have the economy for it. No, you don't. You certainly don't. I'm not going to teleport. Oh, and gets a good triple zap on all those Wraith Lords. Orc Spider's now going to jump on in. And a little bit... I mean, yeah, this could have worked a little bit earlier, to be fair. This is what we wanted to see. The Eldar just being a little bit too cautious. Fighting Juice, keeping those Orcs alive. They don't care at all that they've been shot by 1,000 bajillion million shuriken little things. Mind War goes on the War Boss. There's not much of a mind to war that, you know, you can get into his brain and say, we're going to fill your brain with doubt. Probably doesn't do that much thinking there. He's just enjoying the moment. Look at that, the Eldar managed to beat back things. I wonder if there was a specific reason why the Eldar didn't engage a little bit earlier. Maybe it was just the confusion with the tank busters outside and the fighter bombers. Maybe that was the thing going on there. The Orcs now been surrounded. They've killed the webway assembly and they're thinking, why aren't the Eldar dead? Why haven't they surrendered? But they've still got an army. Gosh darn it. Quite a significant army. There's not been any like base trading going on down here. No, I've not missed out on anything like that. The Eldar are just done their best. They fought the rest, and that was GG right there. Yeah, like I said, I think a bit more aggression from the Eldar in that last engagement would have probably saved them. I mean, maybe, I assume that losing a couple of their economies again was probably inevitable, but certainly, you know, just to prolong the game maybe. I thought that they were playing at a disadvantage of having next to no economy for quite a good chunk of that game. So I was just surprised, really, that Scoots was able to hold on for that long. So a very good game for both players, and thank you so much for watching at home. Want to support the channel? Have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you once a game a week, and there is also a Discord, where Discord things happen. Link in the description as always. As been Mr. Landshark, pleasure's always never short, and I will see you in a bit. Peace.